This is Justin on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022. Take a look at the 3-minute on SPX. I'm zoomed out again here because I need to kind of redraw a couple things. So I drew this the other day and then this, and I was saying we've got just this chop zone through here. And then yesterday we played into that again. And then it looks like today we've actually broken out. Not to say that it wasn't starting to break out. We kind of drew a different angle. Let me do that in a different color. Make that stand out a little differently. So you can kind of see this consolidation. And then today we gapped up and then pulled back and then started to break out, chopped a little bit. That's really bad chop. Okay. Opened up here, S-curved, went up, chopped a little, did another kind of consolidation here, a nice little kind of stair step, another ascending triangle, and then broke out right there. So let's go zoom in on that and see what was going on, because we finally have some movement here. We'll see if that continues into, I think it's a full day Wednesday. Thursday is markets closed for Thanksgiving, and then Friday I think is a half day. So yeah, you've definitely got some nice 10 EMA setups. This is a great setup right here. So you could get in bullish there, stop down here. That's about 1R, and then you kind of can hold on through all this if you wanted. Here's another 10 EMA here. Now it took a while for these to get going. Every time we kept pulling back in the 10, I guess we had one here, but then your stop would have been here. That still would have worked. This one negated it, but you were already in from that candle. But then later in the day, we broke out here and we just really kept going. So really nice all day long, just trending bullish. Let's go see what's going on the daily. I don't have the volume on here. That's right. I was going to say, let's look at the daily volume. Nope, no volume there. Yeah, we have a nice breakout. So we're going, we got a gap up, retest. It was a bearish candle the last 2 days. So today was actually a bullish gap and go. We retested on it and then continued on up. So even if we had just taken this trade and looked to get out into that resistance around like 39, what is that, 39.80, that would have been a nice move. If we look at the calls here, so this is the 4,000 strike call that expired today. What's really interesting with this is it's far enough away. You could have done some setups where you're just buying at $1 as absolute zero and just flipped it out multiple times. And I've seen this before. We really just hold a low really well. Like we're holding around 0.8 all day. I guess here a little bit later, it actually had the possibility we'd actually move there. So the low is a little bit more than that. But at any point in there, you could just be buying low, buying at $1 and then flipping it out later. If we go out a little further or come back in a little further to the 39.75. So with these two candles, these are the ones that were above the 10. You can see the range on the second one here is 0.8. Yeah, even if we had set up a trade to buy above that high, so a little more than 6, a stop down at 5. Gosh, a stop at 5 would work. So buying at 6, stop at 5 would have worked with a nice move. Probably a quick in and out to do that. Look for either getting out for a couple of Rs or look to get out at a previous level here. Actually, probably would not have held to the open price, probably this pivot. So that would have been getting in at 6 and getting out at like 9 and missed out on this, and then looking for another place to re-enter later, maybe with an option that's a little further out. Here's where you got that breakout move. You can see we've got a few different times with this call. And we had the move here. We chop for a while, consolidate again, go up, chop for a while, and then move up again. Actually, I think this was the move up and then back down. But obviously it's really mirroring the movement of the 3-minute right here, where it's really, you move up, pull back into the 10 for a while, move up, pull back into the 10 for a while, and then just trending up the rest of the day. And this made it in the money quite a bit. All the while, we're just losing value. So this is the 4,000 strike put. We're just losing value all day long. If we go look at one that's let's see, 39.75. See what this is doing. So this is going to start out less and then get to zero faster, obviously, because it's way out of the money as we're just really moving. Yeah, you can see we're below the 10 most of the day. We retest a little bit above here. That's that lower wick, upper wick here. Really consolidate right onto that 10, break down some more, go sideways into the 10, try to get going above. And so that was really, this was tough when we were just going sideways here, but not making lower lows, not dipping down. And this, at this point, it's like, okay, we're really compressed here. So you can see this compression on all these charts. You can see you've got some resistance here, and then you got that, and then you've got kind of both coming up and coming down there, and this is getting lower, and it's actually getting lower this way. That could be like a wedge pattern, but it ends up breaking down. This one is it's a symmetric triangle, and this is an ascending triangle. So ascending triangle, symmetric triangle, kind of like a wedge shape. All of that pointing to there's definitely consolidation going on. Watch for that to break. Which way is it going to go? Is it going to go this way, this way? And we were just set up with a bullish gap and go. I think that we were able to continue bullish. So this is what I was talking about, the potential here to move up into these resistances, these different lines through here. The 200 is coming right down into that. Actually, let's see where that's at now. Yeah, so the 200 is right in line here. It really makes sense that we go up and tag that, just like we tagged the 100 a few days ago. We do entirely have the potential to trade right on through it, like this bull day. If we get a day like that, I think it's going to be lighter volume, which may allow us to move further with lighter volume. We ran into the 200 right here, tagged it and came back down, tagged it, came back down, traded through it, gapped into it, kind of traded through it, chopping. Really, we've been making some I'm thinking. So from this pivot, so this was our lower high here, right? So here's our lower high. We made some pivots like this on our way down. All of these have been lower highs on a smaller scale, okay? Then we started making higher lows, coming back up like this. That's a higher low. Here's a higher low. We're also making higher highs in a smaller time frame. I think the potential is we do something like this or even push up a little bit higher. It'd be interesting if we come back to that same level there. We haven't really done that. So like we went through there, we pushed up a little bit past it. You could say that there's some of these that are kind of mirrored, on the way down, coming back up to it. This level here there's not really a clean place on this way down that lines up with. So, as much as I want to say, yeah, we're going to pause right at that same level, we could be below it or above it. I think we're going to push at least to the 200 here. And then we did the same sort of thing on the way down. Let me go back to the colors that I had. So on the way down, we were doing this. Down, there's some choppiness here. So these were all primarily lower highs and lower lows. You had this one that was actually making a higher low here and a lot of people getting in. And then on the way back up. So we can look at what we did on the way back up here. So this is kind of going back up and then that. So we paused at this significant level here and here on the way back up. We put in a nice low down in the middle. So I see some symmetry to this level and this level that I think we don't really have as clean. This and this are close, but the 100's right there. So it makes sense that that's going to happen. We didn't have any of those levels over here. We did have the 100 here, but it wasn't like we were capped by it. So just going off of what we did on this last round of this kind of movement, I could see us having that sort of symmetry here and then over here. And then it's a question of, do we have one more push higher from this? Do we go sideways for a little longer, have one more Santa Claus rally there, coming up into this similar level here and here? And then is this just one massive channel and we're going back down? I don't know. I'm totally speculating. This is way beyond just 3 minutes and this is bigger picture. But there's definitely some similarities. we're getting towards the end of this month with holidays in here, so we can look at weeklies and monthlies coming up here soon. But there's definitely, I mean, this is just the ebbs and the flows of the market. There's definitely some things that we can look at that happened the last time we went, and moved down like this, but we also did another time before. So you can come back here and see the ebbs and flows and where do we pause here? Is there something kind of symmetric? Here's a middle point that made the low. We came back up. We didn't really have a number of stages coming back up, a number of S curves on the way back up. We just ran right back into one. Everyone's thinking everything's bullish again, and we took out this pivot here, and that just trapped more bulls. So we were trending upward for so long that we're making different moves now, but in general, we're making a pattern that is doing something like this, a big kind of cup sort of shape. And then are we going to just keep on doing that again into the future, or are we going to move up and do that from a little higher? Or is it going to shift and do something else? So now that we're kind of repeating, let's just take a lesson from what we did before. How high can this come up? Sure, somewhere up here. Pushing through the 200 makes sense. Running into it and stopping makes sense. A little more bullishness, I think, is coming in. And then it's a matter of how high can we go? We'll trap bulls then. We're already squeezing out bears. So where are we going to trap bulls and then have some sort of a rollback down? And how big could that be? So those are the questions I've got. I don't know the answer, but hope this helps. Thanks. This is Justin.